These are this afternoon's top stories. Department of Culture gets new director. Interpol red notice issued for Trinidad MP, and Boston authorities stop possible beheading. Good afternoon and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Thursday, June 4th, 2015. I am J.D. Keynes. In national developments, new Director of Culture Troy Mills wants to awaken appreciation of the endemic culture of St. Kitts and Nevis. Mills, who took up office in May, noted that culture is much more than carnival, folklore and calypso. He said once there is awareness of the intrinsic Kittitian and Nevision culture, it should be evident in food, clothing, dialect, music, painting and art in general. He said some of the goals of his department are to upgrade and enhance the education of cultural programs such as music in schools, the steel bands in school itself, and music as a whole. Performing arts specialist Lorna Ava Henry, music specialist Nigel Numpy Williams, research and documentation specialist Marlene Phillips were also identified as key personnel in assisting Mr. Mills in carrying out his mandate. The complete music festival lineup will be revealed tomorrow, Friday, when the local marketing subcommittee hosts the St. Kitts Music Festival Jump-Off Edition. Planned for Twilight Bar and Grill, formerly Fat Tuesdays in Port Zante, the event will be hosted by Wayne Phillip and feature entertainment by Kaive Mimi Armstrong, Sugar Bowl, the Grandmasters Band, Notai African Group, Real White Entertainment, and more. Chairperson of the local promotions subcommittee, Kyra Griffin, is quoted in a release as saying that all local acts will sign contracts and the festival's promotional girls will make their first appearance. She added that patrons would be able to win tickets for this year's festival. Headlining the 2015 St. Kitts Music Festival will be Trey Songs, Sierra, and Jason Derulo. Other confirmed acts are Bounty Killer, Christopher Martin, Oswald Band, Roy Cape, T-Vice, Tono Rosario, Ricardo Drew, Kerwin Dubois, Patrice Roberts, Blacks, and Benjai. Carlos Brathwaite, who will represent the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots team in this year's Caribbean Premier League CPL, wants cricket lovers to look at the overall benefits of CPL rather than which team cricketers play for. Brathwaite spoke with ZIZ Sports on Wednesday and said he will not be distracted by the fact that his home country Barbados has its own team in the tournament. He said he will represent the Patriots with pride and distinction.
I think we need to get past the insularity of island and my island. I think at the end of the day, CPL is for West Indies cricket, and if we can expose more persons to cricket, regardless of which island they're from or which island they represent, as opposed to which island they are from, then it's the same tournament, and I have a duty for the cricketer to perform as best they can to the persons who employ me. For this season, that will be St. Kitts franchise, and I would like to give my all.
ZIZ Radio and Television will broadcast all of this year's matches, including home games, as the company has once again secured broadcast rights. Regionally, a member of the Working People's Alliance WPA fraction of Guyana's governing coalition says he is satisfied with the selection of members of parliament.
Working People's Alliance member and former APNU Member of Parliament Desmond Trotman is satisfied with the person selected to represent the APNU-AFC coalition in the National Assembly. He explained that he understood that the number of persons selected would have reduced, given that one would have to take into consideration the alliance forged with the Alliance for Change. The agreement saw the AFC getting 12 seats regardless of the outcome of the elections. He said his only concern is that a lot of young people were not selected among this crop of parliamentarians.
Yeah, well, I'm worried that there aren't more young people. In fact, I'm surprised that people like Chris Jones and James Bond are not on the list. Because by interacting with them in Parliament, during the 10th Parliament, I thought that they both did good jobs. And I felt that in a new dispensation that they will be retained. But that's not for me to say what happened.
Trotman, however, said he is prepared to work with the new government in the area that he is needed.
In my interest is in representing people. And wherever it is that I am needed in that situation, that's where I'm going to function. Either vote at my party, and if it is that I'm required by the APNU, I'm here to serve.
The WPA members served alongside WPA leader Dr. Rupert Rupnaran in the 10th Parliament. Trotman, while as Member of Parliament, moved to the court to challenge the mortgage being sought by the Atlantic Hotel Incorporated from Republic Bank to finance the controversial construction of the Marriott Hotel. Trotman had also sought to have the president's pension reduced through the court.
Interpol red notice has been issued for Trinidad MP. Interpol issued wanted person alerts, that's red notice, on Wednesday for Trinidad MP Jack Warner and one other former senior FIFA official and 4 corporate executives, 1 day after Sepp Blatter's surprising resignation announcement. The Interpol alerts issued at the request of the United States include Nicolas Leos, a Paraguayan citizen and a former FIFA Executive Committee member, Alejandro Bozaco, an Argentine who controls a sports marketing business based in Argentina, Hugo and Mariana Jinkis, Argentines who own a sports marketing business, and Jose Margalis, a Brazilian citizen who owns broadcasting businesses. Publishing headshots of the 6 men on its website, Interpol said they were wanted for charges including racketeering, conspiracy, and corruption. Red notices are issued by Interpol to inform member nations that an arrest warrant has been issued for an individual. Internationally, authorities have stopped a Boston man from beheading cops and an activist. The FBI and Boston police shot and killed Usama Rahim in a CVS parking lot after confronting him about alleged terror plots. Officials say Rahim had been under investigation for weeks and they were concerned he had become radicalized by ISIS-inspired social media. Alexandra Field reports.
The original plot was allegedly sinister and gruesome, according to law enforcement officials. The FBI believes Boston terror suspect Usama Rahim's original plan was to behead Pamela Geller, a controversial activist and conservative blogger. According to an FBI affidavit, 26-year-old Rahim purchases this marine fighting knife on Amazon on May 25th. The following day, on the 26th, he allegedly makes a phone call to his nephew. 25-year-old David Wright, now being charged with destroying evidence on Rahim's smartphone. The FBI says Rahim told his nephew about the knife over the phone and that Wright later responded with a reference, investigators say, to terrorist beheadings. The next day, on May 27th, the FBI intercepts the Amazon package, x-rays it, and finds the knife and a knife sharpener. But then, abruptly, this week, on Tuesday, the FBI says Rahim calls his nephew, saying he's changing the plan because he can't wait that long. Instead, he's going to go after the boys in blue. And Rahim reveals his plan to randomly kill police officers in Massachusetts on Tuesday or Wednesday. This supposed escalation, investigators say, is what prompted them to approach Rahim at this shopping center Tuesday morning.
The video clearly shows these 4 or 5 officers backtracking away from the suspect as he's coming at them.
On Wednesday, investigators showed the surveillance video of the shooting to community leaders.
Based on the video that we saw, I would 150% collaborate what the commissioner had just stated.
Despite the Ukraine truce, at least 24 people have died in the last 24 hours. The European Union is condemning this serious violation of the truce that started in February.
The European Union has denounced what it's calling the most serious violation of the ceasefire in eastern Ukraine since February. At least 24 people have died in violence near to Donetsk in the past 24 hours, officials report. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko has warned the threat of pro-Russian rebels resuming large-scale attacks remains huge. He said, "At this moment, there are 14 Russian tactical battalions with 9,000 troops on Ukrainian territory. The concentration of Russian troops on the Ukrainian border is 1.5 times bigger than 1 year ago." The EU's Executive Commission has called on all sides to respect the Minsk peace accord, recalling that the easing or tightening of sanctions against Russia depends on the deal being respected. But Moscow claims Kiev is at fault. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Ukrainian authorities are trying to avoid fulfilling their obligations to establish a direct dialogue with Donbass. Ukraine, however, claims an attack on the eastern town of Mariinka was carried out by pro-Russian separatists, leaving the Minsk deal at the point of collapse.
And now the weather. Today will be partly cloudy as the temperatures reach a high of 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are southeast at 14 to 21 miles per hour. Seas are slight to moderate with swells not exceeding 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. Sunset for today is expected at 6:42, while sunrise for tomorrow will be at 5:36 a.m. And that brings us to the end of ZIZ's Midday News presentation for today, Thursday. I have been your presenter, JD Keynes. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.